reaction. Shouldn't have wished to live in modern. Breathe deep and move. Anything of use? Come on, open up. Let's see what this does.
Trap. Just as I expected.
Such authority.
No time to rest. Best be on my way. That water looks tainted. Better to avoid it.
I'm ready.
What must be done?
Not as bad as it could have. If not over, then through.
Just as I was getting bored, our Lord sends us a little diversion. Focus. Onward.
I'm still on my feet.
I will ascend. And I thought we were going to be friends. Victory awaits. On the move. Onward. By your command. I am fury. I am death.
Swift as my feet can carry me. Seems like the best way.
Got to keep fighting.
Sometimes the only way out is through. Open up. What path lies before me? Looks jammed.
At your command.
Eager for battle. All right, what now? On my way. That took the edge off.
My face protects me.
This ought to be good.
Let's move. Moving in.
All the coin seems to be there, if a little blood-stained. You lot are enthusiastic about your lord's work.
Our Lady. We serve only the Absolute.
Oh, silly me. We Zhentarim are so long past our own godly roots, I'm afraid I forget the half of them. But you, I know. When did you start worshipping gods? Did they give your wee rodent a worm friend, too?
Rodent?
Enough! You will show the Stone Lord proper respect, and you will return to the Guildhall and do as we have paid you to.
Of course. I only thought...
Wait. Flop all you wish, little fish. But Minsc has caught you!
On that note, good luck. The job will be done by the time you get to the Guildhall.
Still standing, no matter what you heard.
On the move.
I think I could go another round. Enough circling.
Jaheira! You have an evil, much uglier twin sister? Minsc does not like this.
This is the easy part.
Make way. Taking position.
survival is all that matters.
My faith will protect me. Victory awaits.
Another fight. Let's go.
Time to strike.
Where do I go from here?
Against the darkness swarming his senses, a single light glows. Rage, flaring brighter every moment.
Killed her.
He won't stay down for long. Tell your Elite to protect him from the Elder Brain's influence. Quickly!
No. This one will not aid our cause. Get rid of him. Don't be foolish. He is too unpredictable. He will only be a hindrance to us. No, I will not be coerced into protecting him. You do not see what I do. His thoughts, his mind, pure chaos.
The Mind Flare pours poison in your ear, I think. Tell it I will tear the prism from your grasp and throw it into the deepest lava pit I can find. Long after our bones are dust and ash, the walls of its prison will still be burning. Now help my friend!
She bluffs. Surely she would not risk the fate of all for one simple life.
For a brief moment, the lines on her face look deeper, her eyes full of pleading.
I have said my piece.
Fine. Have it your way.
His mind unfolds beneath yours. A still lake pulls you down into its depths. Images flash by, battles fought, and friends fallen. His rage grows colder, burrows deeper, as a familiar face crystallizes before you.
Jaheira. You killed her!
You are being dramatic.
The instant's hesitation is enough. With a sensation of terrible rending, something vast and nameless falls away from his mind.
There. It is done.
Jaheira? I do not understand.
Good. That means you're back to your old ways. We have a lot to discuss. But first, you have someone to thank.
In the sudden silence, your minds merge once more. More memories, sensations, but passing too quickly for you to track. In the same breath, you share everything that happened to you. The Nautiloid, the Absolute, the chosen of the Dead Three.
You saved Minsc. While he danced like a Mind Flayer's meat puppet. Why? A level head and a kind heart. It is well that Boo kept me from crushing either. I would be rid of this parasite. Minsc takes orders from only one tiny beast, and he is much cuter than any mind maggot. He is... Where is he?
Nature's servant awaits.
Hang on! Minsc is on his way!
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
My friend, from our brief sharing of skulls, I know you have faced many strange beings, but none like this. Whatever happens, show no fear and stay your hand. Trust in Minsc. Minsc finds that the less thinking he does, the easier the trusting comes. Wait! You gaze into Minsc's soul and see his foul crimes. You smell the stench of evil upon him, pointy claws primed, ready to scratch out his eyes. I am sorry, my friend. I am at the mercy of your faultless justice. Now, if you must burrow through my blackened heart, I am ready. No? You are certain? Oh, such boundless compassion. You are all heart, and whiskers, and cute little nose. You are right, of course. There is still much evil for Boo and Minsc to stamp out. But we need not fight it alone. I have a new face to show you. But it is not a villainous one for the clawing, understand? This is Boo. And Boo, meet you? No, it is a hamster. A miniature giant space hamster. Fear not, you will learn the difference in time. Those villains locked Boo away, lest his righteous gaze cause their tadpole to flee in terror. Now we are together again. All will be exactly as... Boo, why do you use such language? Once more, my hamster proves himself my greater half, and makes the path clear when my mind is fuzzier than his tiny bottom. He says we will join with you, and cleanse Baldur's gate of evil. Together! You have a great many companions already. There is no room for little Boo, or slightly larger Minsc. Boo and I are most adept in the doing of things, but as you wish. To camp then! For his heroics here today, Boo has earned the most vigorous of back-scratchings.
A mailed fist in the Firecam armor style.
I think you might have made a terrible, terrible mistake. Huh? Chasing rumor halfway around the city and back. Crossing the guild. Wading through filth. Defying the one creature upon whom your very life depends. All for a madman and his rodent. The Absolute threatens thousands. The entire coast. And still you risked much to help one man. I should berate you. But I can only say thank you. Your reasons were your own. But whether you meant for it or not, your fight is our fight, huh? Both of us. To the very end. Those misty eyes are just age. Yes, I feel myself growing older as we stand here. So, lead the way. We're yours to command.
A humble turnip,
Dinner?
preserved by drying.
Cursed to put my hands on everything. A pair of wings.
Blackest will be done.
Never a dull moment. Should mind my step. What's hiding here? Anything of use? Bet I can crack that open. Always at your side.
Is some... Check. As you...
Fine lodgings you have found, my friend. Who is already in negotiations with the guardian spirits of this place? In Baldur's Gate, they are likely to be rat-formed and eager to charge rent. But Boo shall secure safe slumber for all. Now, what do you need of Minsc? Minsc shall be your shadow, as Boo is his. Every kicked buttock, another step on the path. Minsc takes orders from only one tiny beast. He is much cuter than they were. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
My faith will guide me.
Looking ahead.
Have you met my hamster?
No one stopped me yet. Can't slow down.
Ah, the smell of adventure. In the very heart of the city.
The city's lower in depth.
breathing, despite everything. Light on my feet. No one back home will ever believe this. Don't waste a step.
I wonder what lips movers.
Can't give up now. These boots have seen everything.
Oh, come on! Oi, dear.
What has you sneaking around? Oh.
Minsc does not sneak, Queen Cutpurse. He follows a direct line from boot to butt.
Turning the Zentarim on me with my own coin. A dramatic entrance to land the killing blow yourself. I'll give you this, Stone Lord. You've got style.
Minsc has no such style. We are here to cleanse the Zentish taint, not to rub it all the deeper.
You expect me to believe that you're here to help me?
Helping first and harming after. Justice dines on a set menu, Nine Fingers. And Boo will be having seconds.
Don't let the hamster nibble on anything valuable. We might just get along, Stone Lord. Come then. There are visitors in my guild hall. I'd be a poor host to keep them waiting.
To arms! Wait, no! To swords! I'd sooner split his skull, but as you wish.
Still breathing, despite everything.
On my way.
Not but another harvest. Quickly. You know, I think we have given offense. Must be done.
Nothing will stand in my way.
Swallow your battle cries, fiend, and wash them down with steel!
I wonder if this is worth the cost.
Not enough cork in all. Back to work. There's a mess needs cleaning here.
Time to pack it in for the day, I think.
Zenta down. Just you and me now, Stone Lord. So if you mean to take my chair, you'll get no better chance than this.
Minsc has no interest in your furniture, Nine Fingers. Only in the wicked rump that fills it.
What?
You have been a stone in this city's boot for too long. And it will be no Stone Lord who reaches twixt Baldur and sticky toes to dislodge you. It will be Minsc!
I haven't got the slightest idea what he's trying to say.
Proof that he is back to normal, no?
The same sorry tale as yours, then? And bizarre as it is, it explains how this idiot wound up serving the dead three. Good. I'd rather you die as Minsc, the mad Rashimar. It's silly, but... do you know? You were something of a hero of mine when I was young.
Even now, your tongue twists the truth. When you were young and ten-fingered still, Minsc and Boo were stone, instatuated on a city square.
Aye. I remember the spot. By a garden on the Wide. A soft thicket near the market, with ample pockets to pick. Celestia itself to a street rat looking for shelter. You might not have been wrestling monsters, but you kept the wind and the rain off. Heroic enough for me.
Bah! You tried to dampen Boo's eyes. Do not think you will be spared his teeth. Evil is evil, even if it was once innocent.
Oh, I'm no innocent. But evil? Will you tell me? With the Fist, the Watch, and the Council itself all licking the Absolute's boots, who's the only one left standing to protect Baldur's Gate?
She's right, Minsc. She's been an ally down through the years. A friend, even.
A friend? Jaheira, Boo cannot believe his ears. Has the city fallen so far in our absence? Are there no heroes left?
Heroes come and go. But the Guild has always been here, protecting the city. Until the Stone Lord came to break us.
I am shamed. Nadeshka. Unworthy to fight alongside my friends. Boo, what am I to do?
I can't speak for your rodent, but I know something of debts. If you reckon you've got one to repay, well, we could always work together.
With you? Pfft. Minsc has no lust for gold. That he would shake grandmothers by their ankles, or set Boo nibbling at their purse strings.
I'm not talking about that. We've both got bigger enemies than one another. The city's enemies. And, Tyr's honest truth, you gave my guild the wake-up call it needed. We've grown complacent, lazy, too sure of our standing. We never would have needed the Zent if we'd had a fighting force of our own. Swords for the city when the Watch and the Fist fail us.
Like a berserker lodge of my homeland. No army or militia serving the local lords, but heroes working for the common good.
Heroes. Sure.
Very well. Minsc and Boo accept.
I'm sorry, you what?
Boo and I will be your berserker lodge, taking the ugly ways of your guild and beating them into a more virtuous shape.
That's not even slightly what I was saying. I wasn't asking.
You are right. I have proven myself unworthy. I cannot serve this city if I was so easily turned against it. If I do not know my own mind, perhaps I no longer know what is good. My friend, I am touched by your kind words. And now I must be equal to them. What say you, Boo? When the Absolute is slain, shall we join Nine Fingers Keene and show her the ways of goodness?
You did say he was your hero, Estelle. Maybe you'll learn something.
Oh, can't we just go back to killing one another instead? All right, fine. Let's leave this particular fight for when the actual war is won, shall we? With the Stone Lord off my back, I'll be able to bring my people out of hiding. Cobble together a force, so we're ready when you call on us. You have my thanks. Though, I'm still not actually sure you haven't made my life that little bit harder.
My friend, now we have settled the matter of the guild. I fear there is something I must tell you. You and Boo both. It may shock you both to know, but Minsc and this Stone Lord, they are one man. The same one man. And that same one man is Minsc. Please, my friend. Your noble tears will not make the confessing any easier. I wish to believe the Stone Lord's evil was the worm alone, attainting my thoughts with foul dung. But I see now, The dawn was within Minsc all along. So I wonder, if Minsc can be a villain, and Nine Fingers a hero, must it be so with all creatures? Is there good and evil within us all? Boo calls this nonsense. Less thinking of bad thoughts, says he, and more breaking of bad bones. But still, I would hear what you have to say on the matter, my friend. I see. In the case of Nine Fingers, perhaps it was all bunched up in that finger she lost. It shall be for Minsc and Boo to be her virtuous pinky. It is strange. A worm sits within my skull, twisting my thoughts. But it is you that have made Minsc see the world anew. You, my friend, are the true parasite. There is good and evil in all. Let us go crack villainous skulls, so that the virtue might leak free! Yes, Boo. I am becoming something of a philosophizer. Of course, my friend. Or are we not friends? Then you have a sword at your side and a hamster at hand, whenever you need them. Unless I die, or you die, or you do anything at all to upset Boo. Now, does Boo see a question in your eye, or just a parasite poking through? Well, Boo, explain yourself. Clear enough? Can you not? Do you not see his noble bearing? The deep wells of wisdom that are his eyes? Boo speaks of much. Perhaps one day, you will be ready to listen. Boo has a way with words that we lack. All that space in the cheeks, I am thinking. There is nothing jestful in the bond between a ranger and his companion. Before Boo, I was a typical berserker of Rashomon. Duty-bound and full of my own seriousness. The problem with one so gazing of their navel, however, they are easily ambushed. Brigands split my skull like a sodden wineskin. It was as I recovered that Boo first appeared. He told me that I had felt the great poking finger of justice, marking Minsc as its champion and Boo as my guide. As for the headache, well, justice cannot always afford to be gentle. Do not be ridiculous. If any of us is chosen by the gods, it is obviously Boo. Now, shall we away? My boots crave the crunch of unvirtuous nethers. Do you feel it, Boo?
The cub speaks. Not so much a term of age or affection as simple old habit. You object? And will be again. But now I shall mutter them under my breath, out of respect. Watch your elders and learn.
Every kicked buttock, another step on the path.
Let's move.
Stop wriggling, Boo, and prick up your ears, truly. But you have seen my hamster, yes? To camp, then. But if Boo grows restless and chews holes in all your delicates, you only have yourself to blame.
The cub speaks. You're sure? Late.
Jaheira! Boo is trying his best to explain, but good does not wait for evil to button up its breeches.
This mess falls on our heads, Minsc. The city under siege. Its people poisoned by the cult. It all might... You mean the doppelgangers? It is no comfort to me that my face made this fool all the easier to lead. The point remains. You meant well, Minsc. But you exposed the city to harm. You helped the cult spread. And worse, perhaps than any of this, you forced me to leave you behind.
But this is where Minsc falls short of the understanding, Jaheira. What else is a berserker for, if not to charge into danger ahead of his Wicklaren?
The Wicklaren, wise women of Rashomon, each bonded to a berserker bodyguard for life. There is no higher title, nor deeper bond in all of Rashomon custom.
Wicklaren? Minsc, I am not your witch. You are not my bodyguard. This is not some high lodge of your homeland.
Boo agrees you're a queer kind of witch. But this city is a queer place. And Minsc, you may have noticed, is sometimes strange himself. The titles matter not. Only this. When Minsc does as Minsc does, and charges in to make a mess, Jaheira does as Jaheira does, and finds a way to save us all anyway.
Oh, I fight alongside fools.
You hear that, Boo? We fight alongside a Wicklaren again.
I am your friend, Ranger. I am not your witch. There will be no ointments or healing balms.
Not even for Boo?
At the ready. I need a moment for the two of us.
You come to speak of the last time Minsc stood watch? The snoring, it was Boo. It is a phrase in the old tongue of Rashomon, meaning blunt blade. Even in the very belly of their battle rage, a berserker must always know friend from foe. A berserker who cannot must into battle with a blunted sword, so that their rage might harm none but themselves. Boo and I, we thank you for your kind words, my friend. But Minsc knows when he has made a mess that is for him and him alone to clean. But still, I will strive to be worthy of this faith you show in me. After all, even a blunt blade can break some bones, is it not so? A little rest to brush the road from Boo's fur, and then back to our adventuring. How dare you? Minsc pretends at nothing, half the way or otherwise. There is more than a little to know, I think. I am huge. Oh, my friend, There is much more to know of Minsc's homeland than he could ever put into words. Boo might fare better, but his home is far stranger again. Well, in many ways, it is the very opposite of this city. The far side of Faerun, with empty plains, white forests, and peaks that pierce the very belly of the sky. But it is like the city too. Here, it is loud with the daily wailing of people. In Rasheman, it is also loud, if you know where to listen. The Telthors, guardian spirits of every root, rock, and tree. Here in the Sleeping Lands they are silent, but in the far north, they know how to speak still. The first time, my Dajema, a warrior's quest of proving. Minsc quickly proved that quests do not always go as the stories say. After wandering a ways and some savings of the Sword Coast, Minsc returned to Rasheman to find a welcome fit for hamsters and heroes. The Iron Lord himself came to bear witness to Boo. Minsc politely disagreed. Giina here was dead, and so his Dajema could never be done. "Then swear your service to me, Minsc of Rasheman," said he. "Serve your land as your lord's chosen champion." Minsc politely disagreed. It was a little awkward, but he had already sworn his service to Boo. "Minsc of Rasheman," said he, "you insult your Iron Lord. We will settle this matter in the circle of combat." It was only polite for Minsc to agree. After they carried the Iron Lord away, the Council of Witches gave Minsc a pack of provisions and said it would be best if he continued his adventures for a time. Yes, Boo, that was before we were stone. Perhaps we are due a little homecoming when all of this is done, no? Such a skeptic, my friend. Minsc cannot prove the point to you, for the Telthors of this land lie sleeping. And for this, we had best be glad. In Rasheman, a Telthor is wind and snow and soil. In Baldur's Gate, it would be stink and stain and a far less pleasant type of soil. If my meaning is not clear, just check under your boot. As you wish. Boo, do you have much to say on the matter of something else? Oh, the mind of Minsc is a simple place. Of what strangeness do you speak?
The memories resurface. A lifetime of battles blurring into one. A single constant is Minsc, launching into the fray no matter the foe, be they god, monster, or man. It seems just the barest glimpse of what the man before you has seen and done, but enough to know that he has no right to still be alive.
Ah, wait! That look in your eye. I know exactly what visions of Minsc you have seen to cause you such wonder. My pants. Thrice laced, in the Rashamar style, so that a berserker might split skulls without fear of splitting breeches too. They are fiendishly complex, but fear not for Minsc. With training, he has learned to master the many little knots. The bards, says Boo. They conspire not to safeguard our trousers, but to rid the world of pants entire. So still that wandering eye, my friend. You have met your match in the tailors of Rasheman. On this matter of sharing memories, I see no reason for us to worry at one another's words. If there is more we wish to know, we can simply ask. no? Is it power? True, it has made Minsc strong. Boo can scarcely get comfortable, so firm has my physique grown. But what does the parasite take in return? It is a horror wrapped in honey. Stay your sweet tooth, says Boo. As you wish, but quietly. It is listening. On this matter, I have held small council with Boo. If the worm is lodged within our skulls, should it not be possible to simply squeeze like so? Until something pops out. Pay that noise no mind. Boo has not feasted on evil's flesh in some time, and it has set his gut to bubbling. None at all. Though Boo is tiny. Perhaps he could just crawl into our ears and... Ah, you are right, Boo. A ridiculous notion. It would be far too dark to see.